There's one question I really love to ask. One question. Is there a place for the hopeless sinner who have burned all mankind just to save his home? Believe it, I make the words up. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Did you hear that? I said, oh, y'all hear that? One love. It's one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love. Good morning, everybody. And feel alright. Bob Marley, one love. Well, I'm not digging no love yesterday, though. Boy, the flying monkeys was upset yesterday. Boy, I lost me a bunch of friends. It's election time. Election season does to people. I love people. And just to let anybody know, got upset with my post yesterday. I will always take you back. I always take you back. I take everybody back. I'm stupid. One love. Good morning, everybody. One heart. Let's get together and realize we don't know. We don't know nothing. We idiots. We ignorant as a species, but we like to pretend we know every damn thing. Let's pretend we don't know nothing and don't force nobody to be stupid with you. And I will feel all. That's when I feel all right. And praise it together and feel all right. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing this morning? I apologize to anybody whose feelings I hurt yesterday. I was not trying to. Oh my Lord, have mercy. People, sometimes you got to delete the flying monkeys. All right, sometimes you just got to block people. Just got to block people. I have to re-explain my channel to people. I do research online. I'm researching you monkeys. I want to know how y'all work. I want to know why you work, what you work, and all of that stuff. So I need to know what everybody needs to know. And some people are very special, all right? We literally manufacture special people as a model in these oppression systems called societies, all right? You're gonna have a whole bunch of monkeys gonna say a bunch of things that you don't like. But that's what monkeys do. You've been to the zoo. You know what happens when you go to that zoo and the monkey don't like you? He beat on the glass, pee on. I had a monkey that peed on the glass when I was at the what zoo was that? Washington, the National Zoo in Washington D.C. Monkey and peed on the glass. Listen, when you say things that disagree with other people's indoctrinations, they're gonna have a fit. It's okay. We're all controlled opposition. Don't none of us know. I tried to say it yesterday. I don't have any time for researching pathogens and what was I looking at this morning? A lecture from ICANN's 2018-17 lectures about pathogens in a word I can't even spell. What the hell was that lecture I posted? It was a presentation. But I don't want to be no damn doctor. I don't want to be a scientist. I don't like looking this stuff up, but I can't trust this government. Nor can I trust paid scientists that need grant money. It was ICANN's. What was the name of this? I might have to play this because, you know why? What are these things they call viruses? Exosomes. There you go. Can you spell exosomes? Somebody spell that for me. I can't even spell it. Hell no, I don't want to look it up. I don't watch nobody get no presentation on exosomes, but I have to know what's going on. People say, oh, you can't catch a virus. It's because I did 3 schools of knowledge amongst my monkey friends on the internet. One is that all viruses come from these things called viruses. And 2 is the viruses aren't viruses, they're exosomes and you can't catch them. And it's 3 is that it all comes from technology. I don't trust none of them monkeys. I don't trust the government, don't trust no corporations, and I don't trust no for-profit scientists and Rockefeller medicine. So I had to go do my research this morning, and to me it's settled. To me it's settled. Out of those 3, they all wrong. They're all wrong and they're all right. They're all wrong and they're all right. Both at the same time. This is the monkey experience. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. Everybody act like they know and don't nobody know. That's literally science and ain't never gonna be settled. Stop trying to settle it and use police states to settle what ain't been settled. Okay? Okay? All lives matter. It ain't gonna matter as long as you keep going with the master of the time. Look at this. This is from the movie The Knowing. This is from the movie called The Knowing. You don't know. That's why I got that right there. One, you don't know. And two, that this is us right here. That's massa and that's us. That's massa and that's healthy people. I know they look like they black, but they actually healthy people. That's the current quarantine. You quarantining people for massa and you trying to get them in the FEMA camp. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You know that question, would you govern yourself? You know that question, the first question is like, would you date yourself? That's number one. Let me ask you another question. Would you govern yourself? Would you enjoy governing yourself? I'm just curious. I'm curious because I was thinking about it earlier today. I would not govern myself. I wouldn't even parent myself. I have no idea why my parents, well, I still got one parent on this planet. I have no damn idea how she made it this long. I would not even want to parent me. Hell no, I wouldn't want to govern me. No, I'd have FEMA'd me a long time ago. Don't FEMA me, bro. Hell no. I'm an obstinate slave. I'm a monkey that I'm always defying the silverback. All right, I'm the one that's always sticking my finger in my mouth or my butt or something and hitting it in his ear. I'm gonna pee on your bananas. That's what I do. I don't like to be controlled. I'm not controllable. I'm a reckless. I'm a rebel. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing this morning? What's the name of this title? Oh yeah, would you enjoy governing you? That's the good question. Would you? I would have FEMA'd me twice. I would have FEMA'd me twice. I think the government loves us. That's why I was singing Bob Marley this morning. Could just be love. Please, bro, stop singing. And be loved. I don't really care what you think. I think the government loves us. I do. Because for two reasons. One, they ain't FEMA'd me yet. Damn 12, I know they got a box waiting on me. They got a box over there waiting on me to take my land back, to give it to the billionaires and trillionaires who did all of this and release something from a lab. But you got two sides. One side don't see nothing happening. The other side, the world coming to an end, and I'm just in the middle. I can't go with the monkeys. I don't believe anything that I see. They gonna take that land, put me in that FEMA box, but you ain't gonna get me. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. You might get some poison ivy essential oils. Oh, I got a question. I'm making lotion right now. And I was thinking, because I was drying basil and I was making my basil seasoning and making lotion at the same time. Basil lotion. Go? No go. Which one? Basil, because I love the smell of basil. What would you do if somebody walked by you and they smell like a ham basil sandwich or something? It's hot out. It's been 90 degrees. That's how men smell. I'm sorry. Get used to it. All right, we giving off odors and musk and funks and everything. Mix a little basil with that. It might smell like some casserole. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Oh goodness gracious, look at that. How many friends I use? I lost. How many friends I use? Let me see. Let me do my math. Hang on, I'm gonna do my math. How y'all do science? 27. Woo! New record. Yesterday I had to unfriend me now on something. No, I lose good people and I love these people. I do. I love my friends. I want as many friends as possible from as many wild, different communities. Because if you're social media in the correct way, I forgot what I asked. If you are social mediaing the correct way, you're not bringing what you learn from any other media here, right? You learning here what you're learning here, and the other media, the mass media, is not the authority. You're supposed to come here, talk to a whole bunch of different people about a whole bunch of different stuff, and it's called being social. You don't social with clones. That's not being social. If everybody looks like you, act like you, think like you, they see viruses everywhere, don't see viruses, they think that you can't get it. You know what? The question I asked this morning, I think we asked this question before. If viruses are circling Uranus and there's some sort of a pressure release and a vacuum back into the atmosphere, will the viruses get pulled back in the atmosphere? I would just let that marinate for a minute. It'll sink in. Whew, save grandmama. But I ain't never gonna wear no butt plug to save grandma. Anyway, good morning. I ain't gonna wear no mask neither. I gotta tell you this. I have to tell you because I made a post yesterday And I told people the honest truth. And people will hate you for telling the truth. They will, because when lies rule the kingdom, you tell the truth, you the greatest criminal. I just said, I don't see nobody with cuckoo virus. I don't know anybody. Personal. No. Qualify that. I don't know anybody personal with cuckoo virus. That's not a reason to be mad at me. Okay? That's not, well, you said, well, I guess you got to unfriend if your indoctrination tells you to just that means I support Donald Trump or something. No, it just means that I don't know anybody with cuckoo virus. That's all that means. That's all. It doesn't mean nothing else. No, it doesn't mean I'm on a team. It doesn't mean I believe this. You don't know nothing of what I believe or think because I make that post. He was going crazy on it. Of course, Brother Walter didn't know nothing. He did. Lord have mercy. People, listen, if somebody speaks in a way that burns your biscuits, just block the person. That's all you got to do. I don't block anybody because I love everybody. I want to know everybody's experiences. I want to social media the correct way. I want to social, and I don't want to censor. But I do censor. I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do. I censor myself. I was thinking about making a post this morning. So you know what? Just ask the Facebook guy. Say, listen. When I go ahead and kick that bucket, when that 0.01% decided we need to go and take this slave and send him to that next dimension, Bill Gates come over here, try to stick me with something sharp, and I'd go on to that next dimension. You should just release all of my draft posts. I think, because you know what? If they really, somebody laughing because they know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm saying. We self-censor. We self-censor like a mug. Everybody does it. Don't lie. Don't lie. You put it in that draft hole. you put it in the draft. If I actually shared everything that's on my mind, y'all would, hell no, would nobody be here. I believe I can fly. And I also believe in self-censoring. Just how Facebook, everybody censors. We self-censor, and we self-censor more than anything else. But I don't think y'all ready. Honestly, I spend too much time in science. I spend too much time at YouTube. I'm a YouTube researcher. I like to go on YouTube where people can speak honestly and post things that people in the media can't say to begin my research. So things in my head, I don't always let out. They should release it after I die. After they go on and kill me. If the mushrooms don't get me, ooh, my Lord, the prettiest mushroom. Did y'all see that mushroom? I had the prettiest mushroom going in my garden yesterday. And people are like, Gerard, don't eat that. I don't eat grocery store food. I'm scared of grocery store food. Apparently, I have the most poisonous mushroom on earth. Growing in my garden. That's okay, because I got the most poisonous government on earth governing me, and everybody voting to keep them in place. Governments to kill people. They kill people. Nah, I ain't gonna wear no mask. I'm gonna show you this mushroom. It's so pretty. I had to take a picture of it. It's so pretty. Here go right here. What is it called? Like, dry, don't eat that. I ain't gonna eat that. I don't even like eating at the grocery store. Too much poison in there. Look at this right here. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the post yesterday. You don't have a monopoly on people that died around you. Okay? You don't have a monopoly, and you don't get to control people because you had somebody die in your life by cuckoo virus. All right? Everybody's had somebody die by something. I've had too many close family and friends die by government that wants me to be scared of cuckoo virus, so you and I are in conflict. From your side, not from my side. I don't trust anything that they say. I'd watch somebody choke to death. Yeah. These doctors and nurses have, from whatever somebody's releasing out there. I watch somebody choke to death by lung disease. There ain't no way in hell I'm putting anything on my face that increases the fungal colonies in my lungs. It ain't never gonna happen. And you come to me, I'm gonna tell you the honest truth about mycelium. All right. Speaking of mycelium and funguses and how all the ecosystem all works together, and y'all getting behind these global billionaires fighting nature and how it works, that's the mushroom right there. What's it called? It's called the Kill Gerard mushroom. That's what. Oh, it's so pretty. Isn't it pretty? It's a pretty much. I saw it early in the morning. They like to come up in the morning. Well, you know what? I won't do that. We'll go back over here. But I don't want it in my lungs. I don't want it in my lungs. I don't want it in my lungs. I have a lot of doctor and nurse friends, and they say you don't want funguses growing in your lungs. Okay, then don't put nothing over your face that don't let funguses out. All right, invest in fungal creams. You people are nuts. You people are nuts. What is it called? Somebody post the name of that killer. Yeah, I decided to grow in my garden, which is fine with me. I don't have any problem with it. I'm not mad at the mushroom. I'm not going to start an industry fighting mushrooms. What's the name of it? It's we gonna kill you if we eat you mushroom. If you eat us. Oh, dang it, the print's too small. There you go, right there. Look, Sister Pat, she don't want me to die. Oh, you so sweet, Pat. I hope we in the same FEMA Camp 12 together. Destroying Angel, that's what it's called. It's called the Destroying Angel. Well, seeing how I was taking pictures of the Destroying Angel, I can promise you one thing, because I had to get down, I had to get underneath a couple plants to get a picture of it, giving off spores. And I do this thing with my nose where I breathe in and I breathe out. You know what I'm saying? I try to do that on a regular occasion, and things go in. Okay, with mushroom spores, okay? Go in my eyes. I had a little flatulence yesterday and went out, and some spores probably went back up in there too. But I eat organic. I try not to eat in the grocery store. I try not to eat all the glyphosate poisoning in every single aisle. So my body can fight these things. Fight these things. I got hundreds of billions of trillions of little soldiers in my body called white blood cells and microbiology and flora and fauna, and I like to feed them so I don't have to worry with you about the cuckoo virus. All right. So anyway, people are upset with me, and that's just normal. You're supposed to be. You're supposed to be. I'm an obstinate slave. I don't like your master, and I don't like their master neither. And it means you're supposed to not like me. But understand why you don't like me, why you're upset with me. You upset with me because I'm not approving of your master. All right. Like this whole slavery master model, right? It's all based in you want to just take over the plantation. You don't want to end it. You just want to take it over. And I'm just calling you on it. I disagree. I disagree. You still in this idea of fighting the slave master in the White House, with the big house. I said that, didn't I? It slipped out. That did. Somebody gonna be mad on that one. I don't understand. I fight things at a principle level. Okay. My issue isn't the master in the big house. I don't really care about the master in the big house. My problem is all the slaves who want to keep planting for the plantation. That's the problem. The master in the big house, because the master in the big house is always replaceable, and that's what the slaves would do if they topple him. They're just gonna replace him with the master that they like. And I'm an obstinate slave. I'm not easy to govern. Anyway. People don't like honesty. They don't like no honesty today. Don't do that. Don't do that unless you want to fight. I don't like being controlled either. No, Jade, you don't, and you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. Nobody should have power over Jade Evans. That's just stupid. Like, that's what we need. I got to show you a post, Jade. You made me think of something. There's so many great posts. That's why I like being on social media. Not because I know any damn thing, but I got a lot of friends that seem to know everything. Oh, they know everything. I seen it on TV, and TV told me there's something in the air, and the air is bad, and I got to get a mic. Anyway, look at this. I like this. This was interesting. Somebody posted this on Twitter or Pick the Chat, Insta something, Tenderoni something. They posted this, and I don't know all these websites, but this is Dave Collison. He said, I don't like living in a time a future historian will build their entire career on. Dave Collison. He doesn't like living in a time that's making history. Personally, I love it. I love it. You understand what he's saying? Like, this, people gonna like make whole careers, have university classes just to study us. To study us right now. What we doing right now? Cuckoo virus. From was it, when did it start? February or March till it ain't over yet. They're not gonna study the 6 months. We got a ways to go. We're not done yet. No, these global billionaires are not done yet. They're gonna make careers just studying us. Who said this? Who said that? Who said what? What happened? Who said this? Who was on what side? What said this? Who got a uniform? Who was a contact tracer? Who turns the people in? Who got quarantined? Who was fighting for freedom, democracy, and justice? And who made it in the lab? Who told you ahead of time? Me, I loved it. I loved it. And I had a great response. I'm not gonna read it to you because I forgot what I said. Something to the effect of just, listen, I think I'm on the right side of history. I think I'm on the right side of history this time. Not all the other times. This time I think I'm on the right side of history because I don't believe nobody's story. Nobody's story. No, I think I'm on the right side of history. I think in the future, and because our ancestors, the people who come after us anyway, our lineage, what's that, lineage? What's that called when it later, dang it. Why y'all make flies that fly in people's noses? Why does the gnat do that? It's it's the basil. It's the basil and funk. It's the basil musk lotion. Effervescence. My train of thought. That's probably a robot. Don't even get me started on that. That probably is. These things are probably deep state DARPA little robots flying around trying to get in my brain, change my DNA because they know I ain't taking that vaccination. No, I think in the future the kids will be hovering over the fire. One of two things. Either they'll be hovering over a fire in a cave trying to stay warm, reading our old posts, and you had two kids in the cave, one of them like doing the crank to power up the cell phone device. Got cracked screen and all kind of boogers and cuckoo viruses and moss growing on it trying to read the post. And they'll probably will they be reading your post? Will they say, you know what? Oh, that's one that got it. That Kate Putman, oh, she didn't figure it out. How come nobody trusted her? She was on the right side of history. Because the hindsight is 2020. Either they'll be doing that over a cave, running that crank, trying to keep our technology going. Who said that? Einstein? I don't know what weapons World War III would be fought with, but World War IV would fought with sticks and stones. It's either that, or they're going to be sitting in like a resource-based society where the gross domestic happiness is like the default, where all human life is respected, and people just left alone to go do what the hell they want to do, instead of you trying to tell them what they're supposed to do because you think that the people you work for is right. We only got two options. Human beings don't like no slavery, y'all. They don't like no slavery. And you got obstinate ones like me. I'd rather burn the entire plantation down. People say, oh, the world is ending. Yeah, it is. It is. The world is ending as you know it, as the 0.01% that you support and you go along with all their narratives as they made it. That world is ending. We going into a new world. We just need to figure out one thing. Do we want our kids to use toilet paper or their right hands? That's the only choices that we got. Toilet paper, and it may not even be toilet paper. It might be a bidet because we have to think about the future. In the future, they might have robots and sonic booty cleaners or something that just, and it's good to go. Walk outside. Don't have to worry about no viruses going in there. Immune systems work because all the food is healthy grown and water is fresh and clean and everybody owns some land. Or they probably have poison ivy leaves. They had the old fig tree. So yeah, they used to have something. Then they'd be like reading your post on that old cell phone. They got the crank. Keep cranking. They got to keep the power going. They said have something called toilet paper. They said they were raiding stores for something called toilet paper. Like, yeah, well, I don't know what that is, but we got fig leaves. They got to go on and get that fig leaf. Anyway, good morning, y'all. Good morning. All right, I'm going to calm down a little bit. Oh, the post that got me in trouble yesterday. What is this? Hang on, let me get that. Oh, yeah, this was interesting. Because the post yesterday, and this is why I do this. Because when everybody questioning and telling you what actually is really happening, and I just think that everybody got their own little personal experiences. Let me go down to the post, I'll show you. I do this stuff because I hope it starts a discussion and allows me to research personal experiences. Okay? That's the only point. The only point. You are in a psyop. If you're on my page, it's called Gerard. Okay? I need to know the personal experiences of the people that I know online. That's it. That's why I do that stuff. If I wanted a consensus, I'd watch the mass media. I don't want a consensus. I want a personal experience. And so, of course, people go start telling me what they seen on television, what they heard their mama said, the cousin saw somebody, this, that. I was just like, it's a personal experience thing, right? The personal experience thing is what I wanted to hear. And they got upset. Boy, I tell you what. Somebody told me to F something to F up or F down. I forgot if it was F down or F up. I don't remember. But you are either fighting for transparency and what is true, or you are lining up behind powerful people who control all of the media. They control Facebook too. They control all the rest of these. I don't blame those Zuckerberg. I want to know personal experiences because that's how my brain works. I have no interest in what the WHO thinks. I have no interest in what CDC thinks. I have no interest in what Bill Gates thinks. I have no interest in what Fauci thinks. I don't even watch the news. Zero interest at all. But I will trust people on the ground and personal experiences. I posted that. And of course they got into, oh, Lord have mercy, 437 73 comments. I did not read all of that. No, I'm not going to read that. I read some of them. And so the interesting thing is that sent me down this avenue, right? And this is how I learn, because I'll post stuff and it gets people talking. Some people take stuff personal, they get pissed off, that and the other. Please. If somebody says something that you don't like and you want to engage with us adults, intellectuals, understand that not everybody's created equal, right? I don't like how some people talk. I don't cuss. I only cuss when I'm really high at the pissed off, piss level of pissopathy, piss. And that's usually when y'all messing with kids. That's usually when y'all starving people and messing with kids. That's when I get pissed off and you might have to cuss out. But if somebody is speaking how you don't, and you don't like how they speak, just block them. Like if you can't, because I understand some people can't process that. I get that. But we've been down this road with a lot of good friends, and a lot of people who I thought were good friends really weren't, which is a shame, but everything's revealed in time, and that's okay. People unfriend you sometimes because they don't understand what you're trying to do, or they unfriend you because they want you to change. And I have to tell you this. I love y'all to death, but you will never change me. I will change me. You can give me information, you can give me data, and you can ask some of my old friends here. My opinion changes. It does over time. It absolutely does. Giving me facts, not emotions. Facts. Don't try to control me. And if somebody bothers you, just block them. That's what that button's for. But we don't get to have open, honest discussions and social meeting with a lot of different people with different perspectives unless we let people talk how they need to talk. And if it helps, look at it as a privilege thing, right? The only reason that I can do this is I'm privileged. I live in America. I had good parents, I had a good raising, went to college, and the only reason I'm here doing this while some people are starving right now, while some people are dead right now, dead from the shutdown and dead from a virus. The only reason that I'm doing it is because I got all these privileges. And so for me, everything is about transparency. But anyway, so this is how this started right here, and it went off, got kind of cuckoo. I went to sleep. I read a couple comments. I saw I was getting heated. Oh, Brother Walter. Oh, my goodness gracious. What is wrong with you? I love you to death, brother, but you rough. You were rough. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, so anyway, where'd that go? That went to this, and I got this in my inbox, which it reminded me of a discussion we were having. That video, y'all remember that video about a year ago, almost a year ago when all this started, where he said you can't catch a virus, you can't catch a virus. See, I like science. No, I don't like science. I like science. I like just science. I don't like science. The difference is, one of them you get from television and popular opinion, and the other you just get from research and study and data and boring stuff. So I ended up watching a lecture this morning. Well, not a total lecture, just a piece of a talk, a presentation at a conference on viruses. Hang on, let me show you. Who sent this to me? This brother right here dropped me an inbox. Right here, Brother Mitchell. Well, I probably shouldn't say his name. Sometimes people send you stuff privately because they work in industries where they're not allowed to send you down a certain direction. But I don't know if this brother works in certain. This is a brother who probably saw the post about you can't catch a virus, right? The debate if a virus is alive, if you can catch it. And my oh goodness, I can't do that. You must get his name. Hold on. Let me stop. I don't want to put him on blast. I want to never share somebody's name if you can that sends you a post in your inbox. To me, I think Facebook loves us. You can send anything you want in inboxes. For the most part, it's the public-facing, advertisement affecting posts that they have problems with, based on what I'm seeing, because they got to sell advertisements. So he sent me this. After that discussion, everybody getting emotional, getting upset, even though everybody had somebody close to them die of something that usually our government created. So the truth about diseases and viruses. Viruses and diseases do not exist. Pump your brakes. Got to pump the brakes on that one. Once again, and this is someone who believes down a certain pathway. I used to believe this. I don't anymore. And I'll show you why in a minute. They were both created by the pharmaceutical industry, who uses the flawed germ theory to sell medicines and vaccines to the population for monetary gain and population control. Not true. Not true. Not true. The pharmaceutical industry is jacked up. They're Rockefeller medicine. They're wrong. The scientists aren't allowed to solve any. They can't science anything. The doctors, they turn into chemical sales reps, and all of the dirtiness in that industry that you've ever heard of is probably true. I used to work there, and I can tell you that most of that is true. What this right here is saying is not true. The fact that it's a theory, that's true. Germ theory is a theory. Virus theory is a theory. You can't take theories and put a police state behind that and force people to do something that's unproven. That's true. But that's not what the pharmaceutical industry necessarily is doing right here. If the germ theory was correct, there wouldn't be a human alive today to tell you the story. That's not true, because germs and viruses are part of us. They join our DNA, the RNA that they find, and we'll get into the exosomes and all of that, because I know y'all want to jump into it. You're right, you're wrong. Just hang on a second. Let me see. Yeah. Germs, bacteria, and fungus, pathogens, and even viruses, which are not viruses, but protein-based exosomes within our RNA, which is true, are everywhere. And that also is true, and they're also on Uranus, all around Uranus, and don't sneeze too hard, unless you got a butt plug. Let me see. Life is made up of these things. Our bodies are made up of these things called diseases, or purely symptoms of an underlying toxicity within the cell. So-called viruses are manufactured within our own bodies as a protection mechanism against our body. Wait a minute. Protection mechanism against our over toxicity. When we're overly toxic, our bodies create a natural detoxification process called a flu, a cold, or pneumonia to rid our bodies of these deadly toxins. Viruses are not contagious, which is what stopped me, in any other way or form. The only way you can catch a virus is being injected with something that you're not supposed to talk about. Okay, so that's kind of sending me off in research, because I saw some things in there that I used to believe, but I have a problem. I like to go to university pages and science, not science. For some reason, professors seem to have a little more leeway, perhaps, than people in these big corporations and the doctors and scientists you see on TV. And so that led me right down to do a quick search on YouTube, because I'm a YouTuber. I go to YouTube University. Because universities are on YouTube University. That's why I'm a WooTuber. And I found the sister's video. I think I posted it, because I wanted to look at exosomes. All right, so exosomes and pathogens. If you do a quick search, and it's actually on my page. And the sister was giving a presentation at a conference, a boring conference. And this is what I was doing while y'all was making breakfast. You were waking up for your day, getting ready to go do something fun, and I'm like looking for exosome science. Because I enjoy this type of stuff. I like to know what's true. I can't trust nobody. Because they've proven and they've earned that I can't trust nobody. You know, I can trust people a little more. I cannot trust no corporations. I don't trust no government. It ain't a government. It's not, and don't say it's just United States Incorporated. No, it's not. I don't trust anything that claims that it is correct and has power over me, or my friends, or my cousins, because everybody's my cousin. So doing a quick search, I ran into this sister right here. Sister girl. Sister girl. Okay. So this is over in Europe. This is where people they talk, they got accents, and they sound like they know more than us, which is usually about right. We're a colony, and so we're indoctrinated to think that the English accent makes you smarter. But I think it kind of does. I do. Pathogens and exosomes, and I won't waste your time. This is Osana Sergiva, PhD, and this is at Kleinam, while you were playing with the kids and waking up making your omelet. This is what I was watching. It's from the Kleinam Summit 2019, Clinical Nanomedicine and Targeted Medicine, witnessing the solution and tackling the something. It's the conferences. If you've been in corporate America, you know what these conferences are. You go to these conferences, everybody got their presentations and stuff. Bottom line is this, and I'm not gonna waste your time and show it to you. Very smart person, very smart lady. You can click on the link and watch it. She tells you what exosomes are. I was like, all right, that makes some sense. I get that now. Exosomes, they're not the pathogen. They what get released after you get something that causes cell toxicity and your body creates an exosome. Now, to me, because I listen to a lot of other virologists, I think that they're a part of the herd immune system, right? Your body gets exposed to something and it releases these exosomes, and then they come out in your snot, in your sneezes, probably in your farts. But you spread that to the other members organically in your herd so they all can prepare themselves for this pathogen or this infection or this EMF, this thing that is in the environment. Right? It's how we all work together. We learned this and evolved to do this, because if we couldn't do it, we would have died out a long time ago. If you see something, you might die from it. But if you die from it, you've already shed and sent out this stuff so others can protect themselves, right? With the protein coding that allows your body to engage with it, with other receptors. Okay, so anyway, so listening to this, and if you want to wait, you want to listen to it, I won't play it because most people don't have that attention span. You can watch a meme, that's about it. She actually explains, so you got the exosomes and the pathogen. The exosomes are a result of the pathogen. And then she explains to you what kinds of pathogens are found in exosomes. Why is this important? Well, because you still have people saying you can't catch a virus. That's the problem. That's a problem. That actually is now becoming science, not science. So there are certain pathogens that learn to live within those exosomes. You can catch it. That doesn't mean that the other things ain't true. Doesn't mean that technology can't cause cell toxicity. We know that it can. It doesn't mean that glyphosates and pesticides and all the other ways they create all these problems, they can too. And it doesn't mean mirror neurons can't. They can too. Just watching television can make you sick. It can give you symptoms. The nocebo effect, your doctor just telling you you're going to die will give you the symptoms of dying. But it's important to know that, right? So that was something that was fake news from a while ago. That's why I post this stuff. It engages me, then I want to learn. It's like, oh, okay, well, let's go on down that rabbit hole, baby. Let's get on down there. But don't ever get too far down that rabbit hole, so far that you want to force other people to do what you believe to be true, which is not proven, right? It's still a theory. Virus theory, germ theory. These are still theories. Along with Democrat theory and Republican theory, along with Donald Trump as a racist theory, and Donald Trump is Jesus Christ come again theory, along with Obama saving us and he's bringing some hopey changey theory, and Trump is making America great again theory. All right, all theories. You cannot force anybody on your theory. All right, that's it. That's it. I'm gonna read comments. I'm done after that. I would learn something I wanted to tell y'all, and that's about it. But that's why I'm not a good slave, and I'm not. I would never govern me. I would have sent me to a FEMA camp a long time ago because I like to question things. I don't like to accept anything. I appreciate what everybody posts, but I don't accept what anyone has to post. I like to do my own little study, my own little research, and learn for myself. But unfriend me now if you've ever had patty pan squash and scrambled eggs. What does that have to do with this conversation? Absolutely nothing. Other than I'm losing all kinds of friends on the internet because it's election season. People believe the television. Yeah, that's delicious. Oh goodness, I finally ate that patty pan squash yesterday. It's a Mississippi recipe. You take that patty pan squash, I done cut that joke up, I put in some onions and sauteed that sucker, and I got me some tomatoes and pepper, the purple peppers out the garden. And oh, I fried all, I sauteed it all up with some scrambled eggs. Oh my goodness, with some garlic, Don't forget the garlic. Something about that aftertaste. Oh my Lord, that's so delicious. You need to unfriend me now if you've ever had patty pan squash cooked in the Mississippi scrambled eggs, because we apparently aren't really friends. We're not really friends. Oh, that's so delicious. I saved the patty pan seeds and I'm growing that again next year. So delicious. All right, I'm gonna read comments and we'll see where that goes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to show y'all from my last 24 hours of research and finding out I'm growing the world's most poisonous mushroom in my garden. Yeah, and you can get, it can kill you just from touching it too. It can kill you from touching it. The destroying angel. I have something called the destroying angel growing in my garden, and I walk around in flip-flops. So now that hasn't changed my behavior. Remember we talked about yesterday? Like, that's a sign of intelligence. You learn something, you can be wrong, and then you can adjust your behavior after you learn. Yeah, I got my clogs. I'm gonna be wearing my clogs in the garden a little more than flip-flops, because if you hold that destroying angel too long, your skin is gonna ingest it and you won't even know. You throw up a little bit and you'll think, oh, that's okay, we're good to go. And 7 days later, you're dead because it poisoned your liver. Although it's good to know that I got something that can kill somebody after 7 days. Not that I'd ever use it, but if we ever fall into the apocalypse, and the rape gang is in the neighborhood and they've been up to something. See, I'm a passive person. I don't. If the world fall apart, and we ain't got no government, no police, because y'all defunded the police and all the other stuff that y'all want to do, and the rape gang is in town, and I can't fight with them because my zombie fighting team ain't strong enough. We ain't got the weapons. I'm gonna invite them over for mushroom dinner. That's what I'm gonna do. Hey, y'all ever had sauteed angel mushrooms? Mr. Pepper. Ain't no government around, so they can't arrest you or nothing. It's just, yeah, come on over here. Yeah, y'all raping girls, y'all had that fun down there. Because that really is what the apocalypse is like. You know, you go ahead and defund government, you would just might as well say I'm pro-rape, because you know what's going to happen. You know exactly what's going to happen. You're pretending that you don't know, but you know. I don't like to pretend. I invite them over for pasta, angel, mushroom salad. Y'all ever had that? No, it's delicious. Oh, the mushrooms just white and creamy. Oh, they just melt right in your mouth. And I get some of them button mushrooms, and I make them for me and my gang, and we'll feed the other. Yeah, they'd be okay. Like, oh, that's delicious. They'd walk out of there, they'd throw up a little bit, and that's about it. 7 days later, because apparently one pinch of the destroying angel, just one pinch, will kill an adult human being. I tell you what, let's hope the apocalypse don't start, because I'm ready. I'm ready to go for y'all gangs. All right, anyway. Oh, Lori Ruth Riley. Oh, exactly. Oh, Lori. She didn't coin the word yesterday. I'm going to leave you alone. I'm not even going to say it. I'm sorry. I think so highly of Lori. And she always has all these little interesting words that slip out of her mouth, and she's being honest in her live streams. All right, I'm not going to do it, sis. I ain't going to do it. Anyway. ABC 10 San Diego just had a lawyer say how forced vaccines are legal. Just like Dershowitz. That's fake news. Patricia Hauser, they can't force you. It's against the Geneva Convention. They literally cannot force you to take a vaccine, which is why they're going to do it under compulsion, right? They've already said it if you listen between the cracks, and some of them just obvious, like, no, well, you know, to travel, you're going to have to do this. To get a license, you're going to have to do this. To have a bank account, you're going to have to do this. So this is Pat. To me, this is why I think the United States Incorporated loves us. This is why I think this is actually going to make America great again. It actually is. Don't ever be so upset when your government shows you how nefarious they are. Right? Because what that's going to do is it's going to force a lot of people to become sovereign citizens. It's going to force a lot of people to take away their birth certificates from the United States Incorporated, to free themselves, to no longer be a commodity for United States Incorporated, but become citizens of the American Republic again. And that's going to change the whole world. You know, and so maybe, and this is why I say this, well, no, Anthony says, no good and evil. You have sustainable and unsustainable. and unsustainable drives you into more sustainability. It's not sustainable to have a corporation masquerading as a government or a governing corporation. That's not sustainable. I think that might be a good thing. We're all going to be travelers on the roadways once we reclaim our birth certificates and take our ownership back from the Bank of England. That might actually be a good thing. But yeah, they're not going to force it. They don't have to force it. They don't. Just, you know how many people lining up for the cure to Tuskegee experiment cure right now? There's so many people, they can't, they're so scared. They can't wait to be cured, right? By billionaires that have never cured any damn thing ever. They don't have to force it. Even if they had to force it, they can't force it, but they won't force it. It's just, yeah, exactly, Christ. Manufactured consent. It's just manufactured consent. And when most everybody got it and they got jobs and food and take care of themselves and living in this unsociety like it's normal, eventually the rest of the people will capitulate. I will not. I will not. You will need to send me from this world. He had COVID and didn't even know he had it. Who did, Angela? Who had it? I hope I had it. I hope I had organic Roni. I hope I did. I hope I had the organic Roni. I hope I did not have the non-organic Roni. I don't want the bioweapon Roni. I want the organic Roni. Every single year Roni come around, I'm supposed to get it. Now, I'm a member of the herd, and my body needs to know what whoever started it, whichever human being started ejecting these exosomes, I need that. But if it's created in a lab, and this is the thing that gets me, Angela. I'm gonna tell you from that post, this is the thing that gets me. If you know somebody that died of the Roni, somebody you love, somebody that was close to you, I shouldn't be the one pissing you off. I shouldn't be. I'm not saying that it's not real. I'm not saying that your loved ones didn't die. I'm saying that the same people who killed my loved ones with glyphosate and the Defense Department and chemotherapy drugs and all of this stuff that's untested and the forced shots, the shots they gave us as kids, all of those people end up with autism, Alzheimer's, and all the other things that we can't prove, nobody can prove. But, well, no, that's not true. These things can be proven if they were studied. They can be proven true or false, but they refuse to study it. And that should answer the question for you. But you shouldn't be mad at me. I'm saying, listen, people died, and when people die, you need to have an investigation. See, I'm calling for a murder investigation. That's what I want. I want a murder investigation. And I want to know everybody who capitalized off of everybody who died. Everybody. See, I'm not just interested, and I don't just get emotional or passionate when somebody died of the cuckoo virus. What about cancer, cardiovascular disease, strokes, suicide? You know, a lot of people, they say 1 million people died from the shutdown. What about them? Are they important too? What about the abused children and the women who were abused? How about the people who were killed, murdered, because they were forced to stay with an abusive spouse? Do their lives matter too, or just people who died of cuckoo virus because of television? See, we got to get past, and I was talking to Brother Joe about this, Joe earlier. When all lives matter, then you're talking. If TV tells you whose life matters, when it matters, why it matters, and you ignore everybody else, then we in big trouble. There needs to be a murder investigation. Because I don't know what's real. I don't know what's true. See, I'm not like in the movie the knowing. I'll tell you that I don't know. I just back whistleblowers. And if you got people in these labs who are saying, hey, there's something out there that has a gain of function that's not organic. There's no way the coronavirus went from A to Z that quickly. That's not how they work. They change slowly. They mutate slowly over time. That question needs to be answered, especially if you have especially if you had somebody that died or you lived in an area where it was just rampant death. Especially because it's not just that, it's just not the bioweapons lab. You gotta look at the private hospitals. What did they get? $29,000 to $30,000 for every patient that died of cuckoo virus? That's why I call it cuckoo virus, because we are cuckoo to not force transparency. What about the insurance companies, right? How many insurance companies don't have to pay out policies because you died during a pandemic because they got a pandemic clause? That's another one. There's so many reasons to not join a team. There's so many reasons to fight for transparency and to not fight for the latest cuckoo narrative of the time. That's why I call it the cuckoo virus. All right. You can trust me, dude. No, Courtney, I can't trust you. Ain't never gonna happen. Sorry. I love you, darling. I don't trust nobody. I don't trust anybody. I trust Courtney to be Courtney. That's what I trust. I trust Courtney to come with the jokes. Hell to the no separation of children from their parents. Well, Pat, you know that it's coming, and that'll be a reason why people will get the vaccine, right? Because then that's the reason why people will get tested. They'll take they've been taking children since the beginning of this nation. They've been taking children since the beginning of the first kings. They've been taking children since Egypt. That's one great way to control people, is by taking their children. They built those quarantine facilities for a reason. They have children units that they talked about, and they are going to use them. The United States Incorporated will not put on a condom unless it intends to screw you. Right? These people don't play. These people don't make propaganda acts. It's not a people, because it's not, actually the problem isn't really the government, it's the system. It's the system. It's not the people, it's the system. That's how they compel people into doing what they want. Just take your kids or you get the shot, and most people get the shot. I wish, Nancy Diamante, what's going on down in Florida, right? I wish there was a way to combat the critical mass hypnosis. I'm sure my scientists and many dollars were involved in the mass hypnosis. Absolutely. Well, you pay your taxes. You're trying to be a good citizen. You were doing what you were told to do. And we grow up and we realize that it's all a lie. And we've funded and helped and supported some of the greatest evils of the time and the mass hypnosis. The only thing we can do, Nancy, is give people information. Like we can't control, you can't make a flying monkey not fly. A flying monkey is gonna fly. You can't force it to land. You have to just give it information. And for those who can get it, those who figure it out, they will land. But you can't force anybody. It's just information. That's all you can do, is information. Viruses are real. Yes, they are, Lori. They are real. And OSHA, not only did that scientist prove that, but OSHA proved that. So OSHA did the studies. And I keep referencing that OSHA study that Miskovich talks about, right? They did the studies and they realized that everybody in the lab working on these viruses, when they wear masks, they get the virus. And according to Miskovich, everybody in her lab team, they all got it. I don't know if it was that strain of virus. I'm not gonna lie to you. You have to go back and listen to the video. I listened to that video probably 5 times because there was so much content in it. But they created that regulation at that point. You need a positive pressure suit if you are in an environment with that virus. That's why I'm not playing any games with anybody, Lori. We are literally sending people into dangerous environments. And they got the money to do the right thing, Lori. You know, if you're immunocompromised, you got COPD, you live in an area where it's really bad, then all you got to do is have government who prints the money to go blow up other nations and drop buildings on babies and send drones all over this planet to kill people. It creates sections of the grocery store that are sterile. We can do that for grandma. We can do that anytime we want for grandma. We can make sure that they have sections of the mall and certain stores that are senior citizen friendly. We can print the money and make sure that those stores can have certain cleanliness policies or aerated, windows open consistently and constantly, places where they can walk in and plug in their pressure suit. We can pay for a pressure suit for every single grandma, grandpa on this planet, or in this country, actually on the planet. But they're not. They're not. Because they don't give 2 damns about grandma. They know you do. So they scared the hell out of you on false information. And I'm all about just the transparency. I listen to my friends who I know and I don't trust, but I trust their personal experiences. And you have nurses who walked away because they said it was just so bad. It was so bad where they were that they have to walk away. And you can go and say, oh, you're lying all you want. And that's up to you. You can do whatever you want. That ain't what not what I'm going to do. 1, I'm a parent. 2, I have people who trust me, who I keep telling, don't trust me. They do. And so I need to know it's true. I don't really care what you think. I want to know it's true. And so she gave up her job, and it was one of the nurses from yesterday. She gave up her job. The sister walked away. She said, I saw too many people dying. I can't do this. You know, my coworkers they didn't wear the right PPE and they died. And it doesn't mean that anybody else saw that in any other hospital. It could be that one place. It could be one isolated event. It could be a terrorist organization releasing something that's corona related in that town. We don't know. But that's the problem with pretending that we do know, is when you pretend you do know, you make you make an assumption. And when you make an assumption, you don't make a Uranus out of you and me. You get people killed when you're talking about something that can kill people. And that's why I'm saying everything I say is I try to do it from a place of precaution, right? A place of precaution. So I don't have any teams to join. I'm trying to be on the right side of history. Let me see. I don't follow the herd. Yeah, Lori, don't follow the herd, because the herd always gets it. Somebody, the slowest and the weakest, grandma, kids, usually get eaten if you follow the herd, when the herd gets spooked. Like we talked about yesterday. It takes a lot of faith to believe any darn thing. It does, which is why, Rebecca, I don't think I have any other belief anymore in my life other than that we're pretty much lied to about everything. Power and money run this world, and they make sure the science that's available in the public domain is what's profitable. And what's profitable to not allow in the public domain, they don't. I believe that. Everything else is just a thing of, some things that I think, but I don't believe anything enough to use force to force anybody to live in my thought. That's called a religion. That's called a faith. When you go to someone and you can see their mask hole, don't be a mask hole. Okay? Don't be a mask hole about it, right? You see them and, you need to put your mask on. Don't do that. Don't do that to people, because you don't know. You don't know. And that person might be like me. My family, people got lung disease in my family. Ain't no way in hell I'm putting no damn thing on my face that cultivates fungus that'll grow in my lungs. I ain't doing that. I eat healthy, and I'm not gonna be stupid with you. Don't be a mask hole. Some people gotta reveal their mask hole. Some of them need fresh air. Cults matter, unfortunately they do, Brother Mark. That's how you get a lot of friends. You gotta join a cult and become ignorant. It's funny, the opposers on Facebook who don't wanna hear it have been telling me that I am not qualified to research or understand peer-reviewed data. There's a narrative to dismiss everything. Well, Nancy, your problem, let me tell you your problem. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna put Nancy on the sofa now and tell you your problem. Be a psychologist for Nancy. Your problem, Nancy, is you like to be healthy. When we first met, you like holistic stuff. You like to, I still got them seeds I was supposed to grow for you. I went and got Nancy some, what'd I get for you? It was succotash. I forgot what them, it was sassafras. It was something I ordered to grow for you, and she disappeared. She fell in love, ran to Florida. Anyway, I'm not gonna tell all your business. She said, Gerard, you literally just told all my business. Nah, you believe in healthy things. You believe in healing. You've got family members who are dealing with things, and you're trying to solve those things. So you have to be your own researcher. And other people don't understand that, Devani. They don't understand that you love people enough to lay down your life and go watch lectures in the morning. You love people enough that you give up a couple 100 hours listening and questioning. You'll get a second opinion and a third opinion, a fourth opinion. You'll use critical thought. You'll question your master and your narrative. And that's your problem. Your problem is you actually have compassion and passion to know what's true so you can help people and help yourself. People don't like that. They want you to just go along with their master. That's why I got this up behind me. They act like they know, and they want you to get in line behind their master. And yeah, I don't have any interest in that. Real people die and real people live lives they don't have to lead because we believe bullshit. And the reality is all of us come with a degree of bullshit. All of us, every last one of us. We live in a highly controlled society where only bullshizzle is allowed in the public domain. Bullshizzle that's profitable for 0.01%. Some people seem to figure that out. Others don't want to see it. It's too scary for them. Good morning, Judith. Good morning, Diane. Ooh, stop touching them. Diane, I don't touch them mushrooms. I didn't touch it. I breathed it. I didn't touch it. I just looked at it, and then the spores probably went in my ears too. Like I said, it's a CIA mushroom. They probably made in the lab. It might, Patricia House. That's possible. We don't know what DARPA's up to. I don't question anything. Once again, I don't know. I just don't trust the masters. That's it. I don't know, and I'm trying to help the masters be honest by calling them frauds until they prove something to be true, and they have not proven this one to be true. The only thing that's proven to be true is certain areas are real bad, certain places, other areas they can't figure out what everybody's all worried about. And to me, that's suspicious alone. You know, from the very beginning of the thing, didn't they arrest somebody? They arrested a guy in Canada. They remember that? They wasn't that Canada? It was somewhere up north. It was too damn cold for me to go live. But somewhere up they arrested somebody when they first heard about the thing in Wuhan. You know, nobody talks about that no more. Now they ain't mentioned it. No, nobody even mentioned it. You know, and that was before Miskovich told you that this thing has a gain in function, that it should not have, that this thing was made to last. Somebody needs to be held accountable, and they won't be unless we do. 9/11, the people did that still running. Those people still golfing on golf courses and partying out on Epstein Islands because we didn't do nothing about it. We trusted the narrative, which, by the way, is another question. Somebody answer this. Moderno? No? Moderno? I don't know. There's so many names out there. One is the Lord of that place that we just destroyed to steal their lithium, and the other, or the place we wanted to invade, Venezuela, and the other is that company that Bill Gates, Fauci, and Epstein are all invested in. Did I say that right? Is that true? Anybody look that up? That Epstein was heavily invested in the company that's creating your DNA cure. Might want to think about that one. Might just want to think about that one. The Bolivia coup, that's it, Bolivia. Why in the world would anybody want a cure that's heavily financed by a man that created an island to rape people? What do he and Fauci have in common? What do he and Bill Gates and all the rest of the crew, why are they all investing in this company? I don't know the answer to that. You can figure that out for yourself. But I know this. I know they ain't sticking nothing in me. I can tell you that. Not while I'm living. Read me all you want when I'm dead. I can't feel nothing. I might be upset, but I'll be some wave energy. I'll get you later. When the army comes, just spray them with the DMT fill. War ends in 10 minutes. Yeah, well, Susan, I got something a little better than that. No, DMT is not legal. I only have legal things. No, and I'm not saying to do that. I would never do such. When your masters and colonizers show up, you listen. You do what they tell you to do because it's Facebook and YouTube, and that's what we supposed to say. Is that Tony Smith? Man, you always in jail. I know, Tony. You're not teachable, brother. I know. Yeah, I see you over there. He said, Gerard, I'm in jail. You ain't got to tell me that. I know. I ain't seen Tony rant. I ain't seen a Tony Smith rant in a minute. I know he in prison because he's not reformable. Tony Smith is another one. Tony Smith will never govern Tony Smith. It's impossible, would not work. He actually defies his master a little too much. I know you stay in that Facebook jail. I'm trying to change my behavior, Tony. I'm trying to change how I talk. I realize that I can't talk to certain details, so I talk around the best as I can. Or I'll post a question and let other people answer that. But I'm learning the rules of the game. Good morning, Sandra. Let me see. Citizen sit in sin. Yeah, we do. We're citizens sitting in sin. We're not even really citizens, right? Christ, we're commodities. Slaves get universal health care. We're not even slaves. They still line up for the swine flu vaccine that gave people Guillain-Barré syndrome if it was offered. Well, Pat, people believe it. That's the mirror neuron. That's why I say don't watch TV. That's science. The mirror neurons are making people do that. You know what? And another thing, Pat, I think in the long run down this, if people actually get serious about the people who died in the shutdown and died from something that probably slipped out of somebody's lab somewhere, some government, that more than one government pointed the finger right when this all started, they pointed that finger. So that's interesting. Lab techs say that it was created and we created it. Russia, China, Iran, and one other country said that that's where it came from. We arrested somebody in Canada when it first started, like we knew that's what somebody done released. Yeah, we need to have an investigation. But the other thing I was going to say on that, Pat, is that hopefully if we have an investigation down the line, we will force the correlation of certain technologies that were turned on and their proximity to hospitals and towns that saw the most death this flu season. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to see. That might actually answer the question that a lot of people have. If you know what I'm talking about. You're not even allowed to mention that particular technology in this anymore. That should tell you what you probably need to know, that that's a study that we need to see. The diagnosis is the question. The diagnosis is the question, not the illness or death. All right, I got you, Lori. Truth, facts don't matter when money's involved. No, Tony, it doesn't. When money's involved, it's not about the facts. It's about how many monkeys can you buy, flying monkeys, to fight for your narrative to make sure that you stay profitable. The real casualties of the lockdown. Yeah, Lori, there were so many casualties of the lockdown, and we need to remember all of their memories. We need to stand up for all of them, not picking a team and choosing which one's lives matter more than others. When people die because government make dumb decisions or government make fearful decisions, then we need to investigate that. The only reason people care about cuckoo virus, because I can't really say the word, it'll trap that AI stuff, and not about children being starved, bombed, and trafficked, is that they think they're personally at risk. Ooh, Courtney. Ooh, that's not, ooh. Well, what's the brother say? Ooh, turn to the left. Who's that? Ralph? Brother Smart? Ralph? Wise? Ralph? Smart Ralph? Ooh, turn to the left. Yeah, don't want to touch that one. But if they done in there, Courtney, it's not just that. And the only other reason they care about mandatory vaccines now is because it's not children. It's not medical workers. It's not nurses and doctors. It's now them. That's why I think we're living good times, because finally the light is being focused and people are going to have to choose what they truly believe in. Now they're being highlighted as frauds or being given a fraudulent narrative. Cuckoo virus CSI coming to an MSN network near you. Lola Moore Bop, you just making that all up. They're not CS nor I. And MSM, they doing what they're advertised telling them to do. And I know you're joking. I was in the hospital for 3 days with just one scan and IV antibiotics, $23,000. Couldn't believe it. Tony, I can't believe it either. That's stupid. That's dumb. That's ignorant. I don't believe in for-profit Rockefeller medicine. I don't believe in universal health care neither. To me, they're both stupid. The bottom line is if Tony Paterno, our cousin, needs some help, we got the help. And we don't help him, we're stupid. We're ignorant. We lack sentience and consciousness. That's the revolution that we need, is a conscious revolution. Tony, you get sick, and we got the thing that can heal you from sick. If we actually have the faith that we claim that we have, and all these half these people, and Christ, and the other half the people, and Islam, and me, and these damn nuts. Oh, they're after my banana. They're after my breakfast. If we have half the faith that we say we do, then we can't deny from people what they need. The only reason that people out there fighting for grandmama right now with diapers on their face, creating fungal bacteria colonies on their faces and lips and teeth and tongue and in lungs, is because they refuse to accept why grandma's so sick to begin with. Why is grandmama so sick? Grandmama was living to be 110 years old, going back 60 years now. 60 years now. Why grandmama dying in her 60s now? Why grandmama dying in her 70s? Why we got grandmamas now in their 40s because y'all freaky. Why they dying so early? It's a good question to ask. It's a good question to ask. If you really care about grandma, it's a good question to ask why grandmama get dementia, why she gets Alzheimer's, why she gets these conditions, and grandpa too, ain't leaving them out. Why they get these conditions, why they're so weak now, but you go back a few years, in their 90s, they were still working in the fields, pulling plows with horses. Now they can barely walk. Well, to me, Tony, somebody's making a whole lot of money on grandmama being weak and her body not being able to fight what it used to. People who care about grandmama act like they care about grandmama. Virtue signaling is not helping grandmama, not one bit. No signaling, no virtue, no gestures is helping any elderly anywhere. Getting them the care, the nutrition, the prevention, the open source peer reviewed healing science, freeing their doctors to actually treat them with whatever will help them with whatever conditions they're dealing with, that's helping grandma. Censorship ain't helping grandma. Rockefeller medicine's not designed to help grandmas. It's designed to make profit. That's all it is. They won't make the vaccines mandatory. They'll just shut you out of society without it. Yes, they will, Christ. And that's it. All they're going to do is kick you out of society. And I've decided, Christ, I don't really want to be a part of the society. So that doesn't bother me one bit. To me, this is a blessing. It's actually forcing some of us to, God dang. You see that guy, he almost made it up there. I'm going to get the cuckoo virus for real. What was I saying? I was assaulted because I'm eating his banana. Yeah, that just shuts you out of society. But I don't want to be a part of society. I've decided, Christ, that I need to live off grid. That's why I did that this year. We're growing all my own food. I wanted to see if I could support myself. And I can. Right now, I'm eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner from my garden. The only thing I'm not eating is little things, trinkets I want to get every now and then from the poison grocery store, and the eggs. I need to get me some chickens. I don't want to be a part of it. I'll be off grid somewhere and I let people go on with this that are okay with slavery. People are okay with poisoning grandma. People are okay with glyphosate, a known carcinogen, being in everybody's food in the grocery store that hampers your immune system, that makes more people more susceptible to the flu and cancer. I don't want to be a part. That's not a society. That's an unsociety. So I think this is a blessing in disguise. It's forced me to do what I knew I should have been doing a long damn time ago. Getting away from two political parties that can't stop murdering people, killing people, blowing up buildings, toppling nation, embracing and rape cultures in the Congo and everywhere else. They're destabilizing communities, engaging in a war on drugs that causes so much rape in a country called Honduras through their cocaine trafficking that your government profits from and set up the drug mule routes for. That girls can't even walk to school, that they got to create a name. What is the name of Honduras? What did they create? There's a name because so many people are raped and murdered. So many women are abused in Honduras because of our war on drugs that they refuse to end. Not womanicide. What is it called? What is it called? Somebody knows what I'm talking about. Womanicide, something. It's so they don't even investigate domestic violence anymore. They're not even less than 5% of domestic violence last time I looked was even investigated in Honduras. So your 1% can have their war on drugs. All right, that's a while ago. I forgot. But now I don't want to be a part of that society. I don't think rape is a good idea, Christ. I don't think that destroying other nations is a good idea. I don't think human trafficking is a good idea. So I can't support it no more. It's definitely not going to get my damn vote. I'm looking at people right now walking around out there getting lung cancer and creating fungal colonies on their face. People who don't even know if they're susceptible to having lungs destroyed, they have their air sacs in their lungs destroyed by fungus colonies. I don't want to be a part of this society no more. So I'm ready to move out, but that's what they'll do. So engage in the society and keep buying your conflict minerals and conflict electronics and blood diamonds and blood cell phones. The only thing that they got to do is say, hey, you can't engage in all of our slavery goods. And for slavery, people will go along with it. No. Stop it. I'm about to wrap up anyway. For calling me. I gotta get going. Put on the last music. We'll get the last couple comments. Then I'm gonna run. Ooh, SETI. Did they find an alien jet? Watch. SETI Institute. All right. I decided I'll monitor Facebook too. That was a good thing to monitor Facebook. Absolutely. People who with immune systems need some veggies and herbs in their life. They do. Lots of them, Christ. Monsanto bear seeds are heavy, metal resistant, heirloom seeds are not. Right. Well, Rebecca, that's because they got that patent for the aluminum control in plants to allow plants to grow in aluminum. They planned that a long time ago. Gerard has one. I have one. I'm not sure what I have, Lori. Good morning, Janie Block. Olivia coup, right? That's what we talked about. Beirut. No, not Beirut. I did not hear that someone got arrested in Canada. Who is? Oh, Cheryl. Somebody post Cheryl that it was a link when it first started. When all this first started, they arrested somebody, and I thought it was Canada. I might be wrong. They might have already wiped it from the internet. Good morning, Brett. Good morning, Shatita. Going down. AIDS was lab created. Lori, at this point in time, I think so, because One, the accusation was made, and no one denied the accusation. All right. Fluoride in the water, Lola Marpop, I don't want to be a part of society that puts fluoride, chlorine, or any carcinogens, or anything that other than fresh water. Besides, I want to be a part of a society that requires infrastructure for fresh water. Everywhere you dig down, there's water. Everybody can have a well and drink healthy, fresh spring water so their immune systems work well. All right. It's not just two political parties; it's all political parties. Well, right, both fine, and to say it the right ways. It's government. It's governing. Period. Right? Like I like the way you say it, which is at the principal level. If you give up your energy and your authority to people, they will use that authority to do anything they want. And that's where we are, right? That's where we are. And that's what's made me mostly an anarchist now. I just believe that people should be free. What will you do if you can't pay your property taxes? Well, Sharon, but that's a design. This is a land grab. They did this during the Great Depression, right? During the Great Depression, it was the biggest land grab and the biggest buying up of U.S. companies in world history. Right? The billionaires bought up American companies for pennies on a dollar, and that's what they're going to do right now. When you can't pay your property taxes and you can't stay on the land that you don't actually own because the founding fathers created this country so people could own land, China take it back. Anyway, this is Gerard. I gotta go. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.
Do you want to set the world free? At perfect
harmony.
Isn't it time for that? Do you want to free, boom, 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 free the people? Do you want to free, boom, 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 free the people from the bottom to the top? Make modern slavery stop. Do you want to let go of the prisoners? See everyone happy. We can have this and more if we open up the doors. Well, what do you think about that? Do you want to free, boom, boom, free the people? Do you want to free, boom, boom, free the people and Mother Nature too? Close down all the zoos. Do you want to boom, 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 boom? Do you want to boom, 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 boom? Do you want to free, boom, boom, free the people? Do you want to free, boom, 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 free the people from the bottom?